What's cracking with you people? Anansi here, and welcome back to the Jade Empire. In the last one, we made our way to the Imperial Palace. Not a whole lot happened, I'm not gonna lie. In this one, we're going to start our way through the Imperial Palace, beginning with Chapter 4. Wherein the palace keeps his secrets, the Emperor... What? My bad, I said the Emperor. Wherein the palace keeps his secrets, an Emperor is met in battle, and a master shows his gratitude. He infiltrated and destroyed the lowest assassin fortress and learned that the Emperor had full knowledge of what was held there. It was a costly endeavor, and the loss of one of your fellows cast a pall across your coming confrontation in the palace of the mighty Emperor Sunhigh. Chapter 4. Not bad. So we can take anyone with us, but we're probably going to bring going to bring Silk Fox, because it is her home. She knows what's going on, and she'd rather not have a war inside here. We bring a Black Whirlwind, there's more likely going to be a war. So yeah.
The palace is ancient. Some say it was a celestial gift. It shouldn't be misused.
And we saw the palace in the cutscene leading up to this place. It is a very wondrous sight to behold, and I can see why she will want to keep it from being destroyed. But it's like I'm like, Leanne, we literally had a demon who feeds off darkness go wild the moment he got in here. I'm just saying. And now we have to deal with guards. Yeah, even with the princess here, they are going to attack us. And as you said in the last part, she one of the guards one of the servants warned her against coming to her own home. Something's going on, and I think the Emperor knows it. Don't mind me, I'm just gonna cut you down. But when you get your focus up to a certain ceiling, you pretty much lose next to nothing in terms of like focus energy when using your weapon. So we're just going to go in Swords Blazing. Whew. Yeah, no, I mean, we got through a lot of stuff here. And I don't mean to beat a dead horse, but it's like, I just followed through that the whole thing with Yazan should have been handled differently. Like, Chaika is a unique demon, right? He's a very unique design for a demon. We only see one. We don't see anyone like it. Whereas the Fox Spirit, we see, you know, like four different versions of one of which is clothed. But with regards to Chaika, I want to see one of him. Why couldn't his counterpart, his anchor, be something like that? I mean, I understand that it's like, okay, well, it's a demon. We want to kind of like keep it. What's the word here? We want to try to like keep it thematic because we know about toad demons and ogres and stuff. But it's like we could have gotten something a little bit more unique out of it, you know? So yeah, the Warrior Gem. It was basically like your pure form of the strength that you be getting. It's a book stand. It's a little bit of reading. The Celestial Order, Volume 2. The great dragon loosed chaos upon the world he had created, separating man from the beasts and laying the foundation for the eventual order that would unite humanity. This glorious Jade Empire. The great animal spirits of the past were cast out from the human communities, and man was forever separated and elevated above the common beasts. Man was now the guardian of order, imposing his will on nature and shaping it to his desire. But balance must exist in all things. Man was a bastion of order, with chaos in his heart. For as long as the world remains in chaos, man will always war and strive against his fellow man. This is the way of nature. Until the great dragon returns to bring the world to order, or humanity brings itself above the cycle of nature, this is the way it will always be. We received inner peace. We've been reading books on the Special Order throughout the entirety of our journey, and now we got a hidden technique from doing it. +4, literary granted by your studies of the Celestial Order. Contemplation on the inner mysteries of one's own mind is a path many try to take to true enlightenment. Few succeed, for many make the mistake of neglecting the physical world and focusing only on the spiritual. When all things are in balance, one's spiritual being can ascend to a higher plane of thought. And I leave you a book over here that we can look through. Two Shatsu sitting over here. Greater Scholar's Tomb of Fate. The Lotus Monks. Now remember, before the Lotus Assassins, it was the Lotus Order. As far as we know, all copies of the larger text were destroyed, but I shall include a fragment below for your amusement. Protection of our glorious Emperor has always been the purpose of the Order of the Lotus. The Lotus Monks are the personal servants and protectors of the Emperor of the Jade Empire, governed by the hand of Heaven's son Ken, the youngest brother of the three. They are servants, guards, teachers, doctors, and spiritual advisors. With their simple robes and dyed hands, they are an omnipresent and unpredictable force whose importance is disproportionate to their numbers. Anyone who wishes a presence in the court of the Emperor must, in some way, appease the Lotus Monks. Should someone displease the Emperor or offend the glory of the Empire, the consequences can be dramatic. Fortunately, they wash themselves as well as others, and any who stray are punished accordingly. How quaint. Blood stains the hand much better than dye. Inquisitor Lim. So I did kind of drop that earlier. I thought you would learn inside the Lotus Assassin Fortress, but the Lotus Monks, before they became secret police, akin to, a certain specific group in history in Germany, they were essentially just everyday people of importance. Servants, guards, teachers, doctors, spiritual advisors. They were important to the functioning of the Jade Empire just on a societal level. But after the Lotus Assassins became what they were, that changed. They became secret police, and they would dye their hands. I guess with just, I won't say fuchum, but just with just regular dye or whatever you could make out of. And then Inquisitor Lim remarks that blood stains the hands much better than dye. So yes, every Lotus Assassin you fight, their hands are stained with either their own blood or the blood of their enemies. That's how twisted the Order got. And also, yes, Leanne is now not wearing a mask anymore.
This is one of the many spires within the palace, where visitors are raised as if by the glory of the Empire. Without a guide, you could be lost here for days.
So yeah, your group comes with you because it's like, oh yeah, we don't want to leave everybody behind. Just to kind of thematically show like how everyone got here. So yeah, we push to the throne room. To even set foot in the throne room of the Emperor is an honor afforded to very few, and we're walking right in there. So yeah, that's where we are right now. Pretty interesting if you ask me. Let's see what the Emperor has to say for himself, shall we?
Try not to damage anything. The Empire has seen enough disgrace.
I make no promises.
Long sword.
I make no promises. Okay, and here we go. Okay, I'll swap out real quick. I'm gonna bring in Dawnstar for this next part. And yes, it's two sitting right there. You can't start. This follower is not available. Not deaf. Just gonna go ahead and just casually break these because I can.
We are nearly to the throne room. Although my father has let these unseen parts of the palace fall into disrepair, these chambers are the tombs of past leaders.
I didn't expect such reverence for tradition from you.
Perhaps I don't act like a proper princess, but a well-mannered heavenly lily would be useless in these times. The Empire needs fighters, not flowers.
Who is entombed here?
We would be here for days, and you likely know the most prominent anyway. Sagacious Tien, the first emperor, founder of the Jade Empire, and builder of the wall. Cormia, the Swift Arrow, defender of the First Age and commander of the Borderlands during the Horse Lord incursions. Sangsi, the Broken Bow, the first woman to rule openly. She changed more in a single valiant battle than many others did with entire campaigns. The latest tombs belong to the Emperor's brothers, Prince Sun Li and Sun Qin. You have caused me to doubt this, but here they are for your own eyes to see.
Master Li is the Emperor's brother, and he is alive.
That is what you said he told you, but here is the tomb of the glorious strategist before you. Is this all a lie?
Have you actually seen inside the tombs?
No, they have been sealed for 20 years. I don't have any more proof than what was announced to the people. I don't know what that is worth anymore.
If Master Li is alive, what about Prince Ken?
And your next question will be, what is in there if the brothers aren't? I can't say, but my father will explain everything. He has to. But your conviction is disturbing. I will definitely bring this up with my father when we confront him. We are close to the throne room. The longer we take, the more questions I have.
And with that, she's gone. Like she said, she'll just show up periodically to talk to you, and that's pretty much it. But let's take a look around real quick. We have another book here. What do we got? The Righteous Siege. A vague account of the attack on the spirit monks of dirge that maintained Sun Li and Sun Qin died in the assault. Despite obvious bias, some passages hint at the bloody actions that tormented Sagacious Zhu. So this little opening excerpt is pretty much your characters and your thoughts. Days turned to weeks as denial of the Emperor's authority continued. The gates of the fortress did not yield until cowards within were convinced to turn on their fellows. Victory was as inevitable as the tide, but losses were felt. 2 brothers were claimed by crimes that remain unspoken, lest the heart of the Empire break with the telling. Death's hand rose in their stead to serve while Sun Hai returned life to the withered land. In the weeks that followed, the price of disloyalty was made clear to those in and out of the Emperor's honored grasp. A difficult time full of changes that not all would accept, but necessary cruelties assured that no one in the Jade Empire would ever go thirsty again. Interesting, so he sees it as a necessary evil. How many times have you heard that line put forth whenever you want to, whenever someone has to justify justify the atrocities they take in history? And I guarantee you, every time they say it, historians look back and go, not really. Well, since we're enemies this way, I want to see about that door, because I think that door might just be there for set dressing. Because, like Leanne said, a lot of these, it's like this areas that become in disrepair. We see cracks in the wall. I want to assume it's like cement slabs that would cover the brick. Yeah, so this door is just here for decoration. Yeah, so the cement slabs that covered the brick. Well, maybe not cement. Maybe it might be marble or something that would cover it. But as it stands, no, not marble. Clay? Yeah, probably clay. And as it stands, yeah, it's just cracked and weathered.
Here it is, the entrance to my father's throne room. I doubt he'll take this intrusion kindly, especially not with the information we've learned.
Then this is it. This is what you were meant to do. To face the Emperor in the heart of the Empire. All our hard work, Sagacious Zhu's sacrifice. After all of this, all I can think about is how much more there is to be said between us.
I won't wait. You have my love, Dawnstar.
I have come to rely on that. Please, no matter what happens beyond these doors, do not forget who you are. Destiny has a way of changing the rules. We have come this far. I could not bear to lose you.
If you two are through, we must find your master, and the truth of what has been happening in the Empire.
I'm ready. Let's go. We're ready yet? Now I have some words for your father, too.
I can only hope that my father has been the victim in this. I pray he has the answers I seek. The fate of the Empire depends on it.
Friends in high places. There's a new technique. What does it give us? +5 to chi and +2 to intuition. You help Princess Sun Lian see that her father is behind the Empire's troubles. Whatever happens, you will always have an ally in court, an asset that cannot help but buoy your spirit. So yeah, and then we got inner peace. Oh no, we already got that, yeah. So, here we are. And yeah, as you saw there, all 3 of your love interests show up in the final moment. Well, inside this moment. If you romance Sky, he'll have something to say. You're still friends with Dawnstar, she'll talk to you. Leanne will say something to you. I believe if you're a female character, the same thing happens. So yeah, you pretty much have 3 love interests out the game. Dawnstar, Silk Fox, Sky. Gone over this in great detail. If you're a female character, it's really just Sky and Silk Fox. That's pretty much it. Now then. Let's go.
"20 years, Lee. I have waited long enough. Atone for your treachery and give me what I require."
Look to yourself, brother. You would have done the same.
"I am the eldest, and therefore the Emperor. I have you at a disadvantage, and yet you toy with me. What do you know, glorious strategist? Where is the Spirit Monk amulet?"
You will find out soon enough, brother.
Father!
Child? What are you doing here? I have important matters. And what have you done to yourself? You look like a common street woman. And who is this? You invite filth into the halls of my palace? This is not how the child of the Emperor should act.
Don't lecture me! Master Lee's student brought me evidence from the Lotus Assassin Fortress. You allowed Death's Hand to corrupt the Empire!
Master Lee's student?
I am Zin Cypher, and you are about to be humbled. There's so many here. It's like, I enrich my master, I demand vengeance for the assault on my home, I will open your eyes to suffering of your people. I am Zin Cypher, and you are about to be humbled.
This child, the very person who tested my Lotus Assassins, brought to my doorstep by my own daughter. Brother Lee, did you plant the seeds for this fool to come here? Layers upon layers, always the glorious strategist.
Do you see, Princess? Your father's at the heart of it all.
I am the Emperor. I am the heart of the Empire. Death's Hand is a diversion. He is Death's Hand. My hand. I don't blame you for your foolishness. What can you possibly know? The Emperor is the manifestation of divine power.
That is your role as figurehead. How could you betray the people? Your greed has unsettled the whole of the Empire. The dead no longer sleep.
My child, remember your place. I have no patience for anyone that challenges my authority, not even you. Kill the rest. They are unimportant.
No! I won't let you disgrace the Empire!
Enough! I am God, Emperor Sun! In my youth, I ruled dutifully, but nature does not respect titles. Withering drought, not battle, threatened to take my throne. But I would not allow it. I assaulted the underworld and claimed the great water dragon. And neither the treachery of my siblings nor my failing body could stop me. I am no longer a slave to time's decay. My actions have brought the Empire great strength, and its Emperor endless power. Who among you would dare challenge my right to rule?
You are blind to your own corruption, old man.
That glow. Brother Lee hid the amulet in plain sight and acted as his own diversion, just as Death's hand diverted attention from me. The obvious threat hid the insidious one. Do you even know what you hold, child? What truly led you here?
You have upset the order of things. I do what I must.
But for whom, I wonder, do you blindly follow the will of your master? Is anything so simple? You were guided to me. What did Lee tell you? That I murdered your people and caused the restless dead? Side effects, afterthoughts. This is about power, and I will add yours to what I have stolen. Even if you are impervious to my sorcery, it changes nothing. I am a god. Come, student of Lee, your quest for death is at an end.
Well, someone's certainly talking. Yeah, you're on your own in this fight. You don't get any help from any of your allies. Everyone's knocked out. Even some of the people who were fighting with, who were fighting your allies in the cutscene. And yes, I see that that virus was channeling a little bit of a Warhammer there, but having himself also the God Emperor. They call the God Emperor man, and at that point it'd be copyright infringement. But yeah, no. As you can see, all three of the brothers. Well, not all three brothers, but actually, no, I'm going to rectify that. All three of the brothers were not what they said they were. Sun Lee was never dead. We don't know what happened to Sun Ken. And Sun Hai has been dead the entire time. If I had to guess, he probably died soon after Sun Lian was born. Well, he won't say he died, but he gave up his mortal body soon after Sun Lian was after Lian was born. Because I doubt a ghost can have children. I doubt it. But yeah, no. This is where we are. And you got it, and you got to admit, guy let power go to his head. But there is something different about him compared to other ghosts. He has this gem in his chest. 2 for 1. Now remember, if we're stuck in here, we don't get a you can't just run. You have to fight this gauntlet. If you have not mastered the mechanics here, this fight can be difficult because every single one of the Imperial Guards uses the Viper style, which, unless I'm mistaken, you should have been able to learn in the Special Edition. I was waiting to show it off, but I never got a chance to see it. I wonder if it's a close fist style, which makes what makes some sense. But in the Special Edition, from what research I've been able to tell, on top of getting a new character to play as, to round out the cast, you also get access to use the little Assassin's Viper style. Now that probably has more to do with if you went full Lotus Assassin, full close fist, you might be able to get it. But as you can see, I didn't get it. So that might be what has happened. Focus your aid. But yeah, aside from that, that's a pretty gore. But aside from that, this fight can be difficult if you're still having trouble with the mechanics you haven't mastered. Because I remember when I first got here, I was still in trouble. and the poison will take you down. Like it will mess you up. So just bear that in mind as you're making your way through. Now we're at level 20. I want to say we're at max level. I believe we're at max level. There might be one more. There might be one more level after this. In terms of what's the one I'm looking for here? In terms of levels that you can use, but I believe we are at max level. Byra usually maxes his characters out at level 20.
What is this? Weaklings! All of you! Your defiance grows tiresome, student of Lee. You must learn your place in the order of things.
Okay, you think you're cool. You think you're really cool, but I have power. Not power, but I have this blade, and oh, sorry, I leveled up. Duh. So yeah, your only means of health regeneration is if you get a level up, because like, I won't say all, but like most RPGs, when you level up, if you use your level up, you will get a health boost. Here we go. Suck it, nerd. I'll take care of this. There you go. Come on. You guys aren't much. I've literally crushed your entire fortress. This is not hard. And here we go. Knock it down. And yeah, here we go. Off with his head. Luckily it auto-saves after every one of these gauntlets. I would argue the second fight is easier than the first, just because trap sprung. So yeah, you're gonna be dealing with a lot of traps here. Just be warned, but you do have recharge stations you can use. So, or the infinite spirit. What does that do? +7 the chi, +1 the charm. The spirit knows no bounds. One who is great in spirit is destined to achieve great things. One who knows his own spirit and uses it accordingly can often shape the world around him to his desires. Warriors of this path seek to become one with their spirit, choosing their own destinies. There you go. I think there are a couple hidden like that you have to just look through some pots to get, but I think they're few and far between. 1,000 silver. A little bit more focus here. Because our focus is high enough that we can literally just evade traps if need be. 4,000 silver! We're getting a lot of money. Here's the throne room. Very extravagant.
Fools! Can you not dispose of one defiant peasant? Very well. I will face you myself, no matter your destiny. You will fall here today!
It's a ghost, so you can't use that. But he's one that fights you head on. Immune? What? Are you kidding me? Ah, that's what it is. I forgot. Whatever technique he's using, if he's using magic, he will be immune to magic. If he's using a weapon, he'll be immune to weapons. If he's using martial arts, he'll be immune to martial arts. That is how this fight works. And honestly, it's a pretty interesting concept for a fight. You can't just sit up here and just spam whatever techniques you're using. You have to swap around. Like, you have to swap around if you want to have any hope of dealing with them.
You're going down. I'll have to try legendary strength. Long sword.
So it's something. So it is a trick you can use to make do of it. So if you're it's basically a way of countering people who get pretty much spec'd into one area. You're always going to have your martial arts. Make no mistake about that. You're always going to have martial arts. But let's say you use martial arts and magic. Well, you're going to have a hard time.
Legendary strength. Legendary strength.
You should be. Honestly, I think to make it more challenging, it should have been. He should have been like immune to like 2 at once. So let's say like whatever the last one he uses. You know, he could have he'd be immune to that one and the one he's using currently. So you have to count this stuff out. It would encourage people to essentially, you know, balance their styles out. He is not giving me a chance.
This cannot be! I am Emperor's son! I am a god!
Legendary strength.
Well, Mr. God, I do not care what you have to say.
Long sword. Legendary strength. Long sword.
Proud. Everything has gone as it should.
Let's see here. There's a great deal we have to discuss. What would be an appropriate one for this? Yeah, there's a great deal we have to discuss.
I'm sure there is, my student. Your abilities have grown immensely, but it also does my heart good to see that you have remembered the basics of what I taught. Even the flaws.